Yeah, I find it interesting that God says He's going to create a new heavens and a new earth. We got a new Jerusalem. Now, this new Jerusalem, I think John ran out of ways to try to describe what he was looking at. Okay? I mean, tell us a little.
Well, golden streets that were transparent like glass you could see through. He tries to describe the gates of the city like gigantic pearls. That way, if they're natural, that'd be a huge oyster.
Yeah.
And God could do that, I suppose. But and the walls are made of precious stones. The other thing that's interesting to me, John, is that the gates of the city are named for the 12 tribes of Israel. And yet the foundations of the city are named for the 12 apostles. And what you have in heaven, in eternity, the entire family of God. Old Testament saints, New Testament saints, the tribulation and millennial believers, all genuine believers of all time are together in this wonderful place.
And you know what else? You mentioned the transparent gold and the jewels all over the city. Try to picture it. The God of glory is the light that lamps up the city. You see, God's glory is something that's magnificent. And if you can imagine that light penetrating the transparent gold and then refracting through the multiple precious stones there. John was using the best language that he could figure out. But even what he described is going to be better than that, because no mind can even conceive of how great it's going to be. And no eye has seen, no ear has heard. So as good as John did in describing it, it's even better.
It's his challenge of trying to describe the indescribable.
That's right.
At times in the book of Revelation. And as best we can understand it in our fallible way of thinking, it's beyond your imagination. It's so wonderful, you don't want to miss this.
This heavenly city that John describes, it's a 1,400-mile cube. To me, what I see in this passage, there's two things here. There's a new heaven and a new earth. This present earth and the heavens are taken apart by God and made new. So there's a new earth, there's a new universe. But then the heavenly city, the New Jerusalem, comes down out of heaven from God and sits on the new earth. It's kind of like the metropolis or the capital city, really, of all of eternity. And that heavenly city, the New Jerusalem, is this big 1,400-mile cube. And some have pointed out that in the tabernacle in the wilderness was a 15-foot cube, the Holy of Holies. And in Solomon's temple, it was a 30-foot cube. And here you have this 1,400-mile cube that really this heavenly city, the New Jerusalem, where God's throne is, where He dwells, is just one huge Holy of Holies where God dwells. And so man, excluded from God's presence back in the garden, will be brought back into the presence of God, really back to what some have called like an Edenic temple city. It'll be like the Garden of Eden and this huge temple city, this huge Holy of Holies where we fellowship with our Creator.